The headlines are shouting at us that the $1,000 car loan has officially become the new normal in our current society. It is a staggering statistic that more than 15% of new car buyers are now signing their lives away on four-digit monthly payments. I see these videos going viral on social media where people brag about their $1,600 or $1,700 monthly car notes as if it is a flex. It is absolute madness and a complete failure of basic logic that we have reached this level of normalized financial self-destruction. In this long and detailed video, we are going to dive deep into what kind of car you can actually afford at different income levels without destroying your future. We will look at specific scenarios for $40,000, $80,000, and $150,000 in annual income. Car dealers are absolute experts at convincing you that you can afford a car you have no business driving by simply stretching out the loan term into infinity. The average car loan in America has now stretched to 69 months, which is nearly 6 years of paying for something that smells like old fast food after year 3. Data shows that the lower your credit score is, the more likely you are to accept these predatory longer loan terms, just to make the monthly math look manageable. Interest rates are climbing higher every day, which means the cost of borrowing this money is more expensive than it has been in a very long time. We are going to cover the 35% rule, which is a classic guideline stating you should never spend more than 35% of your gross annual income on a car. If you make $40,000, that means your total car purchase price should be no more than $14,000 in total. If you make $80,000, your limit is $28,000. For the entire vehicle, if you make $150,000, you are looking at a maximum of $52,000 for your ride. But honestly, the 35% rule is incredibly aggressive and mainly designed for people who define their entire personality by what they drive in the slow lane. If you want to be smart and actually build wealth that lasts, you should look at the 20% or 25% rule instead. The 25% rule is a much better balance because it allows for some modern comfort without sacrificing your ability to retire before you are too old to enjoy it. If you only remember one single thing from this entire long-winded video, make it the 25% rule and ignore the marketing noise. Focus on the actual total purchase price of the vehicle rather than falling for the trap of the monthly payment calculation. Now let us talk about the 20410 rule for car affordability, which is the gold standard for anyone who likes their money. The 20 in this rule represents a 20% down payment made in cold hard cash at the time of purchase. If you are buying a $30,000 car, you need to be able to put down $6,000 immediately without blinking. This ensures you have the financial responsibility to actually own the asset rather than just renting it from the bank at a premium. If you finance 100% of the car, you are going to be underwater the second you drive it off the dealership lot and onto the main road. Cars depreciate faster than almost any other asset you will ever own, sometimes losing 20% of their value in the first 12 months alone. By the end of the first year, your $25,000 car might only be worth $20,000, but your loan balance is still $24,000. That is called being in a negative equity position, and it is a silent wealth killer that keeps the middle class trapped in a cycle of debt. Buying a car is essentially pouring your life force and your time into a depreciating asset every single month while you try to look cool. A truly smart choice is buying a 3 to 5 year old used car, because most of the massive initial depreciation has already been paid for by someone else. The 4 in the rule stands for a loan term of no more than 4 years, which keeps you honest about what you can actually afford to pay. Keeping the term short keeps your interest costs down and ensures you own the car outright before it becomes a mechanical money pit of repairs. If you stretch a loan to 6 or 7 years, you are just handing free money to the bank in the form of interest for absolutely no reason. On a $30,000 car, a 4-year loan costs about $2,500 in total interest, while a 6-year loan costs nearly $4,000. Society puts immense pressure on us to buy cars we cannot afford just to maintain an image of success that is entirely hollow. A 4-year loan might require $550 a month, while a 6-year loan looks better at $380 on a piece of paper. People choose the longer term just to get the luxury badge that makes them feel important at the stoplight, even though they are broke. The 10 in the rule means your total monthly car expenses, including insurance and maintenance, should be under 10% of your gross income. This percentage does not even include fuel, but you should still find a way to fit gas into your overall monthly living budget. If you make $40,000, your total monthly car cost, including all the extras, should be $333. If you make $80,000, that number moves to $666 for your monthly total. If you make $150,000, you can afford $1,250 a month. But even it feels like a waste of capital. Just because a bank says you can afford a high payment does not mean you should actually go out and spend that money on a piece of metal. Every dollar you spend on a car is a dollar that is not compounding in the stock market or saving for a real estate down payment. The goal of this boring math is to leave room in your budget for life, for emergencies, and for the freedom to quit a job you hate. Should you buy a car or should you lease one is a question I get asked all the time by people looking for a shortcut. Leasing is fine if you absolutely must have a new car every 3 years and do not mind a perpetual payment that never ends. It offers lower down payments and some tax benefits for business owners. But it comes with strict mileage limits and no ownership. For most people who want to actually become wealthy, buying and holding a car for 10 years is the superior financial move. When buying, you have two real choices. You can pay in full with cash, or you can choose to finance the purchase. If you are not an investor and your money is just sitting in a bank account earning zero interest, pay cash to avoid the debt. But if you are a disciplined investor, financing often makes more sense due to the massive opportunity cost of your capital. If you put down $5,000 on a $25,000 car and invest the other $20,000, that money can work for you. At an 8% return, $20,000 becomes $30,000 in 5 years while you drive the car over 30 years. That same $20,000 could become over $265,000 in a retirement account. That is the real cost of your car. It is not the sticker price. It is the millions of dollars in future wealth you are trading away. To save money, stop being lazy about your insurance and shop around for different providers every single year. Switching insurance companies can often save you $100 to $200 a month for the exact same level of coverage. Buy used, specifically 3 years old, to let the first owner take the biggest depreciation hit while you reap the benefits. Choose a car that is cheap to maintain over the long haul, because a luxury repair bill will ruin your month faster than a flat tire. A luxury car might have a tempting purchase price on the used market, but it will destroy your net worth with specialized parts and labor. In America today, the average new car price is over $48,000, which is a number that should scare you. That requires an annual income of nearly $138,000, just to follow the very basic 35% rule. Most people are driving cars they simply cannot afford and are living paycheck to paycheck because of a fancy dashboard and leather seats. If you can follow these simple rules and stay disciplined while everyone else is overspending, you are already ahead of the pack. Complexity is just a status signal for people who want to feel smart but stay poor because they cannot handle the simple truths. The math of wealth is incredibly boring and repetitive, which is exactly why most people ignore it in favor of excitement. I am done with the noise, I am done with the status games, and I am certainly done with caring about what people think of my car. I am going back to my coffee and my balcony to watch my assets grow while you go to the dealership to sign your life away. The world is getting poorer because it refuses to do the basic subtraction required to see that a car is a tool, not an identity. Efficiency is not about how fast your car goes from 0 to 60. It is about how slowly your money leaves your bank account. The system is designed to keep you as a productive member of the debt cycle, but real freedom is found in opting out of the game entirely. Stop listening to the salesmen who want your commission and start listening to the numbers that want your freedom. Wealth is what you do not see. It is the car you did not buy and the expensive luxury items you did not feel the need to flaunt. Every $1,000 payment is a month of your life you traded away for a piece of plastic and metal that will eventually end up in a scrapyard. If you cannot explain your financial strategy to a 12-year-old in 5 minutes, you are probably just gambling with your existence. My strategy is simple. I keep my costs low, my assets high, and my stress levels non-existent. The sun is setting on this conversation, and my coffee is long gone. So this is where I leave you to your own choices. Do the math or pay the interest. There is no middle ground in an economy that is designed to harvest the financially illiterate. Be the person who owns the companies that make the cars, not the person who spends their life paying for one of them. That is the only way to win a game that has been rigged against you from the very beginning of your working life. Stay clean, stay lazy, and most importantly, stay wealthy by refusing to participate in the madness of the modern car market. The race is only for people who do not know where they are going, but I have already arrived at my destination. It looks a lot like this balcony, and it feels a lot like having nothing left to prove to anyone. The car you drive is a distraction from the life you could be living if you actually owned your time instead of a lease. Inflation is eating your wages, but your car loan is eating your soul, so choose which one you want to save first. I have seen people with huge salaries living in tiny apartments because their car payment is larger than their rent. That is a level of confusion that no amount of career success can ever truly fix. I am choosing to be the observer of this chaos rather than a participant in it, and I suggest you do the same if you want peace. The numbers do not lie even when the people selling you the dream do, so keep your eyes on the spreadsheet and off the shiny paint. There is a profound freedom in not needing to look successful to people who are drowning in debt themselves. The luxury of a quiet mind is worth more than any heated seat or premium sound system could ever provide. I will see you in the next one, assuming I feel like putting in the effort to talk to you again, which is never a guarantee. Take care of your capital, and it will take care of you, but feed it to the car dealers and you will be hungry for the rest of your life. The market is open and the world is moving fast, but I am staying right here where it is calm and the math makes sense. The reality of the $1,000 car payment is the reality of a generation that has forgotten how to say no to things they do not need. You have the power to say no today and change the entire trajectory of your financial existence over the next decade. It is not about being cheap, it is about being efficient with the limited time and resources you have on this planet. Every decision is a trade-off, and I am choosing to trade the new car smell for the smell of freedom and the ability to do whatever I want. If that sounds boring to you, then you are exactly who the car dealerships are looking for when they open their doors in the morning. I am going to close my eyes now and enjoy the silence of a life that is not owned by a finance company or a bank. Good luck navigating the trap, because it is wider and deeper than it looks from the outside. The math is settled, the script is finished, and the truth is out there for anyone who is actually brave enough to look at it. I have spent enough time explaining the obvious, so now it is up to you to decide if you want to be a owner or a payer. The world will keep spinning and the cars will keep rolling, but my assets will keep growing while I sit here and do nothing at all. That is the ultimate victory in a world that is obsessed with working hard for all the wrong reasons. I am finished with this topic, and I am finished with the noise of the street below my balcony. The calculation of your life is the only math that truly matters at the end of the day. Make sure your total is positive and your liabilities are zero, or as close to zero as you can manage to get them. The end of the road is coming for everyone, but I plan to get there in a car that is already paid for and a bank account that is full. That is the only way to travel if you ask me. But then again, nobody asked me, I just decided to tell you because I had the time. Use your time wisely because it is the only thing you cannot buy more of once it is gone. A car is just a way to get from one place to another, but wealth is a way to get from where you are to where you want to be. I am already there, so I will just wait for you to catch up if you can manage to stop spending all your money on nonsense. The $1,000 car payment is the ghost of your future self screaming at you to stop what you are doing before it is too late. Listen to the ghost or listen to the salesman. The choice is yours, but only one of them has your best interests at heart. I am done now, truly done, and I am going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon in peace and quiet. Take it or leave it. The truth remains the truth regardless of how you feel about it. The math is the math, and it never loses an argument with a human being who is trying to justify a bad decision. See you when I see you, and hopefully you will be driving something modest and owning something massive.